This wig is a classic, don't judge me. Hi, I'm your aunt's vibrator that she keeps under her bed, Yvonne DeCulo.
And I'm your uncle that thinks he's good enough, Jay Gloom.
That's not true. And welcome to the Victory Lap, where we will be discussing the most recent episode of All Stars Season 2 of... RuPaul's Drag Race. So this episode was not just a pisser. This is a whole porta potty. So Phi Phi's gone, and I just want to say my one last final thought about the whole matter. There have been 100 queens, 100, and out of all of them, Phi Phi is the one who went on Yelp and said she didn't like the restaurant because the waitstaff didn't give her drink within like 3 minutes. Out of 100 queens, one of them says all these awful things about Ru and the producers and this and that. Yeah. If it was that bad, more of them would be complaining. That's just my 2 cents. Done. We are not talking about Phi Phi ever again. This episode was very reminiscent of the perfume challenge from season 5. We're basically just doing season 5. The queens are tasked. Well, the mini challenge was quite possibly one of my favorite uses of the pit crew and half naked men
and the Andrew Christian
brand playing butt golf, where they literally had to swing this dangly thing in between their legs and hit a ball. And of course, Alaska won. There's no surprise there. It's kind of like Bob at this point, where it's just like, Bob's winning every single challenge and nobody's surprised.
Well, if you believe the rumors, Alaska's hung like a horse, so she knows...
I believe that.
So she knows how to swing something heavy between her legs. Can you actually call the Andrew Christian models? Aren't they like just basically all porn stars?
Most of them are. If I was ever like a really famous drag queen, and like, you know how so many of them have like their boys that are with them, like Manila has Pablo. My boy, if I could pick and like I could choose like from a lineup, it would be Diego Sanz. I would pluck him right out of whatever he's doing in New York, and I would say, Diego, you are going to just show your butt in every single one of my music videos, and that's the end of it.
I would like Boomer Banks, but Violet Chachki's already got the...
Does she? So that was the mini challenge. Alaska won. We get to the main challenge, and the queens have to create basically a commercial advertising and selling something of their brand.
It was also a lovely tie-in to the newly announced DragCon.
Yes! We still need to get our tickets.
Yep, we sure do.
You know that anybody can have a booth at DragCon?
That's it, I'm getting a booth.
I want to spend whatever money I have to get a booth, and I'm literally gonna just decorate it in like Michael's ribbon, and I'm just gonna like lay down on top of the table for all like 10 hours of DragCon, and I'm not gonna move.
And
it's gonna be performance art. I'll literally just stand there like spread eagle, and like you can eat some jelly beans out of my asshole. If you were a drag queen and you were on All Stars and you miraculously made it to this episode, because we all know that wouldn't happen, what would be your product that you would hawk? My thing, I think that I would do, especially if I knew that it was gonna go to DragCon, like my biggest complaint about DragCon was that I felt like there weren't enough like supplies for drag queens that were accessible. And so my thing that I would sell would be Yvonne DeCulo's Culo. And so I would literally sell pre-made asses out of foam, and that would be at DragCon. Like there'd be like pre-made asses that you could buy, because like not everybody knows how to make good padding, and not that I'm the best pad maker in the whole world, but I mean my ass looks nice and I have nice hips when I'm in drag, and I feel like that would be a really good product at DragCon for some of the newer queens who don't necessarily know how to make pads and don't really have the time to do it.
If it were me, I would make a doll, but I wouldn't win because they wouldn't want to have to like create and manufacture a doll of me.
You'd make a bunch of like dolls of yourself. Who was your favorite? Like who would have been your top 2?
I actually really liked Katya's. I thought it was fun. I thought it was gimmicky. I thought it was very much on brand for Katya.
Katya was in my top 2 as well.
I think, it's
chicken,
not really...
what was that, a turkey?
It was a turkey.
That turkey that she had, and then she just passed it off. That was the funniest thing.
Yeah,
all night.
Just the whole thing was just so Katya, and I mean...
It was edited very well, too.
It was edited very well. As an actual product, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like,
I want to know what it's going to be. I want to buy one. I think it's just going to be a spray bottle, to be honest.
A cool design spray bottle that you can refill. I mean, if they're smart, like, they can't actually put the drug that she was saying in it, because that's...
Can you imagine if they just, like, ground up, like, cocaine and, like, amphetamines and, like...
Which, I forget what it was, like, Therazine something.
Therazine, I think.
Therazine. It's an actual drug. It's for anxiety reality and for hallucinating. It's exactly for what she was saying. But,
so funny.
You know, if they're smart, they'll make like just a body mist, a cooling body
Yeah,
mist.
because that would be really nice at DragCon. It's so hot.
I just choked. Maybe with like a scent
You never
in
choke
it.
if you're good at it.
Maybe with like a nice scent eau de Katya in it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a scented body cooling mist. Very Bath and
Scented,
Body
like,
Works,
turkey.
Saint Tropez. Oh god.
Who was your other top two?
My other top, I don't know. Cause I would not buy what Roxy was selling.
A lot of the products that these queens were selling, I would not personally buy.
That was
really
the thing.
interested in
I'm
them.
going by like what I would actually purchase if I was at
We're going
DragCon.
purely on like what was the best commercial in your opinion. I really liked Alyssa's as my other one. Like she just had all her dance moves and it was crazy, and like her picking up the phone and still dancing. Like it was very like Alyssa's Secret mixed with the perfume commercial in like the best way possible. Because I feel like she even did some nuance, like nudge wink to it, like sitting in the chair with the hair whopped over to one side. Like it felt very much like that commercial, but like better. And I liked it a lot. I don't even remember what her product was.
Her product was the Alyssa's Go-Go Juice.
That's right. It was 5 Hour Energy.
I don't remember what the name
literally
of it.
5
I don't
Hour
know
Energy.
the name of it.
It was
but
Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Like, I don't remember the product at all. I just remember the commercial, which is why I liked it.
Yeah.
If we're going off of what I thought the best product was, I personally thought it was Tatiana's. Because, like, a little tea set is, like, freaking cute. Even if it's not practical in your daily life. Like, you could use a little plastic tea set and pour in some little Arizona iced tea and invite your friend over. Like, it was a cute concept. Like, Detox's trash bin is like, whatever. Like, I don't want to spend more than $2 on a tiny trash bin. I can go to the dollar store and buy something like that.
I would have liked something like Detox's actually as a talking like doll or figure.
Yes.
Like a little pull string Detox that just said all of
Like
her
Woody?
phrases. Yeah.
Like Woody
How
and Jessie?
funny would that be?
I've had it, I've had it, I've had it.
Like,
literally.
wash your hands! I don't know, like, I think that would have just been really fun. I like the idea behind Tatiana's, but like, unless it's an actual like China tea set, I'm not gonna pay for that.
Totally.
Again, like, even though Katya's like, I mean, I feel dumb saying I wouldn't buy a China tea set, but I mean,
I wouldn't buy a
Katya's-
squirt bottle.
I wouldn't buy a squirt bottle necessarily.
We have squirt bottles. You can get squirt bottles literally at the dollar
Unless
store.
it's branded real well.
Unless it's got like Katya's face on it and it smells like her. Like, if it's got like Ode de Katya, then like, of course. But like, even the 5 Hour Energy drink, I would not buy that because I don't really like
I wouldn't
those types
buy
of
it.
energy
I wouldn't
drinks.
actually pay for any of these.
What was
things.
Roxy's?
Roxy's was the wig tips DVD.
Oh, that's right.
And the foolproof wig glue. Or
And it's
whatever.
like, I could go on YouTube and figure that out. Like, I'm not gonna spend money. Like, you know these products are gonna be more than $10.
Oh, they're gonna
And,
be ridiculous.
Like, even Alaska's, like, I wouldn't buy that just to have her face on it. I can go on the internet, cut out Alaska's face, and put it on some duct tape if I really wanted it that bad.
really wanted
And that's
to.
what it was. It wasn't any type of special duct tape.
No.
And I feel like to win the
It
challenge,
wasn't even the duct tape that she uses. It was whatever they provided
Whatever they
to
provided,
her.
yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Like, Willem sells her duct tape, his duct
Yeah.
tape, on his website.
because it's really good duct tape.
But it's good duct tape, and it's the one that Willem actually uses for everything. So then it's like, okay, well, it works for Willem, I'll take it.
Totally.
This wasn't even Katya's duct tape. This was literally just
Alaska.
whoever. It wasn't even the bitch's duct tape. It was just duct tape on the table, and she was like, I'm gonna make duct tape with my face on it.
The grading scale for these commercials is really strange because I feel like most of them were not practical things that anybody would want to buy.
No.
And like the commercials that I thought did really well, I thought like didn't get great praise. Like I thought Tatiana and Alyssa had really good commercials. I didn't really like Alaska's. I thought Tatiana's was fun. It wasn't the best. It was edited badly, but I thought it was
I thought
fun.
Tatiana's had promise, but comparatively, more so compared to like to Katya's, to Alyssa's.
Katya's was edited so well that Tatiana got just this short end of the stick.
Even compared to Detox's commercial, which it was just so funny.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. Tatiana definitely got the bad end of the stick here, the fuzzy end of the lollipop.
The enema taste in a butthole.
Ew.
I hate that. It's
Vinegar.
literally the worst. It's like, oh, get me away. And then you hear it. I'm good.
I think maybe if they hadn't like put it under the pretext that it had to be something that was actually going to be sold at DragCon, maybe I would have felt differently and I'd be a little less critical.
No.
If it was more like the QVC challenge from season 3, where it was just a ridiculous thing that they're hawking, like, then I wouldn't feel so like, really? That's what you came up with?
Like, you know, if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like Katya could have just tried to hawk that fake turkey for a 2-minute commercial, and I would have been like, yes, Katya, that's so funny.
I mean,
like,
Katya's,
honestly,
what really sold it was
her
the
energy.
video and her energy, and it was just so on brand for her. Because it's really, I mean, we all know it was literally just some water and a spray
I
bottle.
didn't particularly, like, I thought the go-go juice that Alyssa did was also her brand.
I
And
also
thought that
hate
was
the
very
taste
her.
of 5 Hour Energy.
It's true. But, like, she's always talking about her go-go juice. And I thought that was, like, very her. Alaska's, like, the tape thing, I don't know, I think she should have sold, like, a wig or nails or something. I feel like that would have been more like Alaska's brand. And, like, doing the tape, even though she did her Alaska face from whatever album that was.
I mean,
as
like, far as, like, production values go, her video was very good.
Yes.
I'm not trying to say that her video was bad. I think it's just, like, the product was just so basic. Yeah, she sold it, but, I mean, it's literally just yellow duct tape. I don't know.
And it wasn't even
It
hers.
might not even be duct tape. It's probably, like, off-brand dollar store
Right?
tape. Like,
That stuff
I don't know.
smells. I've made a dress out of it. It smells.
It does.
Okay, so moving on to the runway. We have, for the very first time ever, pants on the runway. This season is full of, like, such amazing ideas that I don't feel like are being fully realized by the queens executing them. This runway was just really, really lackluster. I thought the only one who delivered was Tatiana. I loved her outfit through and through. I loved Alaska's pants, but I didn't like the outfit as a whole. Even Katya's, like,
I
loved her wig. I loved her wig and her makeup, but I didn't really like the outfit. I thought she was boxy.
I loved it. It was so, like, 1980s, like, lesbian fitness realness. Like,
You
and she sold it with the poses. It was so, like, 80s runway. It was it was disgusting and it was beautiful and I loved it.
I'll give it a 2.
She was beat
But it's
for the gods.
a reluctant 2.
Beat for the gods, honey.
I hated Roxy's.
See, hers was the only one that I actually liked.
I got, like, wife gets married, realizes she's a lesbian, has a kid along the way, and, like, it's like every other weekend, and she, like, went to go pick him up from soccer practice in the 70s, but she had, like, no taste level.
See, Roxy's was the only one that, like, I got because it felt like a fully realized look. I think Tatiana's was a fully realized look, but I also felt like she did a character, and I don't know, like I was impressed, but at the same time I was like, but it's a character. Why didn't you do that for Snatch Game? You would have maybe not have gone home. You clearly seem to know a little bit more about this character.
If I were on this runway, I think I would have cheated the assignment a little bit, and I would have made a dress entirely out of pants. And so I would have made, like, a full, like, ball gown, like, huge, a voluptuous gown, and been like, it's pants on the runway. I may not be wearing traditional pants, but they're pants literally draped on my body.
I would have come out wearing nothing but pants. Just
like,
pants.
just, like, that.
My sleeves would have been made of pants, my vest made of pants, and then I would have had a bag that I was just pulling
more pants out of. And just, like,
my wig
pants.
would have been made of shredded pants.
Oh my gosh.
Just pants.
It's too much pants.
I would have just painted a pant on my pants. I wouldn't have used lashes. I would have had little tiny pants.
I can't. It's too fucking much. The top 2 is Katya and Alaska.
And only one of them should be there.
And our bottom 2 is Roxy and Tatiana.
And only one of them should have been there.
I personally feel like Detox should have been in the bottom because I didn't really like Detox's commercial. I didn't really like the product. I definitely think Roxy deserved to be there, especially with that awful wig reveal that, like, didn't even work. Like, they didn't harp on the fact that she literally needed 100 takes to get the fucking wig reveal right.
When
and it's
the
like,
whole thing
you're
was
selling
about...
wig glue, and you're not even having a proper wig reveal. Like, what the fuck? And, like, I thought Tatiana got a bad edit. I don't think she deserved to be there. It was because she did say things during filming that didn't make it to the commercial. I didn't really like Detox's, and I think Detox should have been in the bottom, but that's just me. So they lip synced to Cherry Bomb, which is a really fun song. We've heard it before from another queen recently, and that queen did horrible. So it was nice to see it done well.
Yeah.
But I feel like Katya was not featured in this lip sync at all. Like, they didn't even care that she was there. Like, the editors completely edited Katya out. But, like, she was doing splits. She was, like, doing guitar on her leg. I thought Katya was really fun, and she slayed the lip sync. Alaska was
to
doing...
be fair, by the time they edit it, they already know who the winner of the lip sync is, so they're going to feature who's going to be the winner. But
it's just like Alaska was doing the same type of thing that she's been doing every other lip sync. I didn't really care about it.
I was actually kind of offended when she pulled the flag out of
There were a lot of people on Tumblr that were saying that too.
It also it's kind of offensive because it's like you're not supposed to treat an American flag that way.
Totally.
I'm not the most patriotic person in the world. Like, I love America and all that, but like, even I know, like, you're not supposed to just
do that.
Pull a flag out, use it to shimmy, and then throw it on the freaking floor.
Yeah, I was really offended by that.
Like, I mean, she might as well have just set it on fire, for Christ's sake.
That would have, like, oh my gosh.
I don't know. It was, and it felt so, like, gimmicky.
It
like,
did.
I'm not winning. Let me pull a flag out of my wig. Like, if you're gonna come out on stage in an afro wig, take it off to reveal, like, something long and luxurious underneath.
Pull a Roxy Andrews.
Pull a Roxy Andrews. Like, just do a wig reveal. And that would have been really cool, and actually would have, like, worked with the look a little better if she had pulled, like, that ugly-ass...
That afro was awful.
Afro thing off, and then had, like, a long, sleek, like, Lady Gaga, art pop...
Oh my gosh.
70s throwback wig, and just worked it out with that.
You know, I think that Katya won the lip sync. That's just me personally.
She
I don't think Alaska should have won.
No.
I mean, it's Ru's choice. It's Ru's show. The producers want Alaska to win, and Alaska's gonna fucking win.
And you know what?
So
you can tell from what happens in about 5 minutes that Ru regrets naming Alaska's.
Yeah, because Alaska doesn't pick Roxy to go home, even though this is Roxy's 4th time in the bottom.
Let's just have a recap of how Alaska made her decision. One of these queens has been fucking perfect.
And has delivered it on the runway every time she shows up.
This other queen loaned me this shirt, so I'm gonna save her.
Which was bullshit.
Because it's a nice sequence top.
It was bullshit. That's all I gotta say about that. And Ru sighed. Ru had a big, deep sigh.
Ru
looked very disappointed.
Looked so disappointed when Alaska saved Roxy.
And like,
Try and tell me she did not.
It was Alaska's idea to do based off the critiques. And I thought that Roxy got just as bad of critiques as Tatiana did. They didn't really like her runway from what I remember. They liked Tatiana's runway. Ru even made Tatiana do something extra.
Yeah.
Because Ru liked it so much.
Ru loved it.
And like, I think consistency has to play in that she's been in the bottom so much. But like, I was rewatching season 5. I've been going through it again. And Alaska does a lot of little things here and there where she's kind of playing the game and manipulating things a little bit. And like, you can tell she was hungry for the crown then and was doing what Phi Phi did, but just in a more calculated, nicer way. And so
which is fine.
It's fine that she's playing the game, but it's dirty, and I think it's biting her in the butt. She hasn't been on social media since the episode came out, as far as right now. I haven't seen her post anything. And like, my 2 cents, and I'm just gonna say this and I'm gonna be done, and I'm not gonna talk about it anymore, is I feel like you're going out for America's Next Drag Superstar. So that means you're not
even going for that. You're going for the queen.
You're going for
queens.
the all-stars of America's Next Drag Superstars. You're going for the best of the best. So you have to not only be talented in all these areas, and if you're not talented in them, at least be able to fake it somehow and make up for it another way. But you also have to be above it all. You have to kind of exude what RuPaul exudes, which is this, like, you know, caring, loving, motherly type of person that you want to look up to because they're an advocate for you and they're not going to play dirty. And I feel like going and saying, this person has done really well, but this person's my friend, I'm going to send this person home who's done well and not my friend, is really underhanded. She's creating a barrier so that if she's in the bottom with Roxy, people will send Roxy home on principle. If by some chance Roxy ends up on the top and Alaska's in the bottom, Roxy won't send her home if she wins the lip sync because Alaska saved her so many times. So like, she's creating this kind of nasty buffer, and like, is it playing the game? Yes. Is it distasteful? Yes.
I definitely think that for Alaska, like, it was the safe bet to make because Tatiana has the capabilities of going very far in the competition. Mm-hmm. I think Tatiana, where Tatiana fails, is a little bit on putting the personality out there front. Like, she's good in theory, but sometimes in practice it just doesn't play out well. Like the Ariana Grande debacle, like how she came across the video just
How she came across.
How in the comedy challenge, just it's an energy thing with Tatiana, where Tatiana has very sharp wit. She's very smart, but her energy is it's a low boil.
Like the Absolute Vodka commercial, the interview that they had to do in season 2.
It's
same type of thing.
It's a simmer. Tatiana is not boiling; she's simmering. And for some people, like, that's not enough, especially when you're going up against somebody like Alyssa Edwards, who's boiling over, or Katya, who's boiling over. When you're simmering, it looks lazy or dead by comparison. And I do remember that from Tatiana's season, is that comparatively to everybody else, you know, everybody appears to be here, and Tatiana only appears to be here. But what Tatiana's doing has a lot more intelligence, and more wit to it. Than
and she's
what
also
this
more of a
person's
performer.
doing. Right.
She performs really well on stage.
So, but, you know, that's, you know, neither here nor there. Just, the whole thing was just ridiculous. Ru was clearly disappointed, and it was a safe bet for Alaska. Save Roxy. Roxy's probably going to be in the bottom till the end of this.
And she'll probably keep winning challenges, so she can keep sending
and
whoever
Alaska
else
probably
home.
will keep winning. She can send everybody else home, and at the end of it, if it's Alaska versus Roxy Andrews, Alaska's going to take the crown. And that's very smart of her. I think the problem, though, and, you know, of course, there are tons of people who are saying, we love you still, Alaska. There's a lot of people who are really angry at her because it's so clearly that. And it's so clearly, I'm going to send home the threat. And then I'm going to save the one who's going to hold a spot in the bottom that keeps me out of the bottom. And if I ever am in the bottom, and she's the one who's going to hold the lipstick, she fucking owes me.
Exactly.
I gave her a chance.
4 chances.
4 chances.
3. 3
Lots of chances. I saved her when nobody else thought I should. I wouldn't even mind if Alaska was winning everything, a la Bob in Bob's season. Like, Bob was Bob. Bob was great. I'm not mad about it. But
I thought Thorgy should have won a couple more challenges. But
Thorgy deserved a couple more wins. I'm not mad that Alaska's slaying the competition. Alaska is remarkably intelligent. Alaska has marketed the shit out of herself. She has done so much. She is a true all-star and deserves the crown. But something like this just
leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Oh God, and it was I even would have been less pissed at her if she had just not said the whole but somebody else loaned me this top.
It's like, just be honest. Tatiana's competition.
Just be honest about it. Just lie out your ass and just be like, you know, this one queen has already been sent home and she hasn't been here, but this other queen is trying her very best, and that trying and that growth means more to me. Phrase it that way, and then you won't be the most hated bitch on television now that Phi Phi's gone. Like, I don't know. That's the part that just pissed me off. Like, save your friend. I don't really care. It's a drag show competition. It's not that serious. Like, yeah, I would have loved to see Tatiana go farther, but it's not that big a deal. It's just how you carry yourself on it, and she should have just lied or just phrased it differently, but not say, but then one of them loaned me this top. I just hope that next week, which is in 2 days now, I just hope she,
herself.
Does something to make us
like her again.
Like her a little more. Because again, I don't mind that she sent Tatiana home. I really don't. I know you were really you were there for Tatiana. You bought the subscription. You rented the DVDs. I
went to Blockbuster.
You went to Blockbuster. You subscribed on the Netflix DVD plan.
I didn't go to Hollywood Video because they're out of business.
But you went to Blockbuster, which is even more out of business than Hollywood Video, bitch. You went to the Red Box. You had the banners made. You got the T-shirt. But
I did the pre-order.
I pre-ordered same parts on iTunes.
I got the collector's mug. And the matching dildo set. Steam cleans itself.
Oh. But it's just, it was just the way she did it. That's what, and just the fact that I think Katya should have won. And it's, they're definitely giving Katya the jinx edit. She's the underdog, which is so funny because she's so talented.
She's not an underdog.
And she's not
I hope that she does pull a jinx and destroys Relaxatox.
Relaxatox.
Rolodex. I hope that I want Alyssa to be at the top 3, but I kind of low-key hope that Alyssa goes home next week and it'll be Rolodex and Katya will be the jinx and beat all of them. I would not even be mad literally at all. Like, zero bothers about that. Would not even care.
Definitely at this point, it's getting really hard to tell who is going to go home next because they are all 5 of them now. They're all 5 so strong.
They are, but the thing is, next week is a sewing makeover challenge, and Detox was in the bottom in her makeover challenge. Alaska was practically in the bottom. Had it not been for Coco being so bad throughout the entire competition and just needing to fucking go home, I think Alaska would have gone home had Alyssa still been there. And Alyssa never got to the makeover challenge, so we don't know how she's going to do.
Alyssa cannot sew, but Alyssa can beat a mug.
She can. Roxy won her makeover challenge, and Katya almost won her makeover challenge, but they really wanted Trixie to come back. Katya would have won if they wanted Mrs. Kasha Davis, and they did not want Mrs. Kasha Davis coming back.
Yeah!
Even though Katya's makeover was really good.
The interesting thing about this makeover challenge is that it is not men, it is women's. They're taking
last 2 seasons have been easy for the queens.
Easy makes those overs. They will be making over a family member, appears to be mom or sister.
Who's Roxy gonna get? She was left at a bus stop.
She was left at a bus stop? It's probably gonna be either a stepmom or
foster
mom.
She has
a sister, doesn't she?
Maybe.
Wasn't she left at a bus stop with a sister? So it'll probably be her sister.
Unless she had a foster mom or an adopted mom.
I'm gonna go with it's gonna be moms or sisters, or a very close female friend. It appears that it's all gonna be female. So it's a lot easier to make over a woman than it is to make over a man. That's for sure. You got a lot, better, easier canvas to work with. No offense, men.
I can't wait to see Katya's mom. I want to know what creature.
I want to know
birthed that. And Alyssa too. I want to see Alyssa's mom because Alyssa talks about her dad a lot, but she doesn't really talk about her mom very much.
Yeah,
I'm so curious. I'm like, who created these people?
It'll be an interesting challenge, and it's hard to say who's gonna go home because Katya can sew. Katya can do makeup.
But she went home in her sewing challenge.
Well, that's
and she was safe in the very first sewing challenge, but she almost won the makeover challenge, so it's hard. Like,
it's hard to say.
It's hard to say what her skills are. Roxy won the sewing challenge and her makeover challenge.
Yeah.
So this could be Roxy's moment. Alaska didn't do well in her makeover challenge. She did kind of well in her sewing challenge, but she literally just hot glued some saran wrap.
Here's the thing with Alaska's makeup is that Alaska's very good at painting Alaska. And
can she paint somebody else?
Probably. I mean, Nebraska turned out all right.
So next week will be interesting.
It's anyone's game.
I feel like this could be Roxy's moment to shine again. I feel like Roxy and Katya might be in the top, and I feel like Alaska and Detox might be in the bottom. Just based off of previous work done, and I feel like Alyssa will also be in the bottom because the rumor is that it's top 2 and bottom 3. No one's safe, which kind of sucks. Because it's like top 3 or bottom 3 when it's convenient, bottom 2 when it's convenient. It's like, can we pick one? Can we just commit?
Darn it.
I really don't want Alyssa to go home, and that's why I'm hoping that Katya wins this next one and nobody else, because I just need Katya because Katya will make the right decision in who she sends home. I don't really have much trust in anybody else except for Alyssa. And I don't imagine that she's gonna win. So like, I just want Katya to win because she's the only one that I trust right now with the decision to send somebody else home. Because I think that she's not gonna look at it from a competition standpoint because she's gonna realize that there's gonna be backlash. And she's not gonna look at it from a friendship standpoint because she doesn't really care about anybody. Like, she's friends with them all, but she's not like so emotionally invested in them. And like, Alyssa will look at the history of everybody in the overall, but I just don't see her doing well enough to get to that point,
As long as Katya doesn't go home, I mean,
oh my gosh, I would literally just cry.
I think I've said it before. The week Katya goes home, if it happens, is the week I'm done with this show. I want Katya to go far. Like, I don't necessarily care if Katya wins. I think Katya just deserves to go far.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, if they're smart, like, if the producers do, in fact, have a hand in the business, they would be smart and keep her there longer because Tatiana, they should have been smarter about that. Katya is on, she's on the pulse of what the kids want these days.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is look at the most viewed videos on Wow Presents, and it is what?
Well, and I think if Katya makes it into the top, I feel like just if it's viewer vote as well, I feel like Katya will get it. Everybody loves her. So like, if it's part RuPaul, part viewers, I think that Katya could win the whole thing if she makes it to top 3.
I'm just still shocked that RuPaul didn't just
step in and be like, no, Roxy, you are going home.
Roxy, get out. I can't.
And I feel like she's going to take that into consideration because the buzzword this season has been responsibility. And I feel like Ru's going to look at each one of these queens and be like, who's been the most responsible with their power? Do they deserve to be the superstar? Do they deserve to stand next to Chad Michaels in the Hall of Fame? Who do you guys think should have gone home this week? Do you agree with the elimination? Do you not? Who would you like to see go home next week? As we rapidly approach the top 3, who do you want to be in the top 3 from Rolodex plus Aliska and
Katya.
Kathy.
Allison and Kathy.
Allison and Kathy. And Rolodex. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Victory Lap. We will see you all again next week, whether you want us to or not. My name is Yvonne Aculo.
I'm Jake Lou.
And we'll see you all then.
Ow. That damn TMJ gets me every time.